Managing Director Retail Customer Solutions pentru UNIQA Poland. Și prezentarea lui se numește De la interogare la un pas unic. Wojciech, please.
Yep, okay. Thank you. The pronunciation was very good, so thank you very much. Thank you for inviting me to Bucharest to the conference. And I will be by the people who know me. I'm called Mr. Number, so I will try not to get you bored with the presentation and go quite fast through the things that I would like to tell you. But as Daniela mentioned, there is always a question between the how many information we can get from the customer and then what we can use. And this is the usual fight between the need of selling with the need of having a profitable growth. And usually in this fight, we have a distribution and the pricing team. I'm representing the pricing team, so I just can tell you, and if there is someone from a distribution, you can say how you are assessing us as people responsible for pricing. This is probably similar to that. So we are rather the one who prevents from selling, asking dozens of questions and so on. While as a matter of fact, our own perspective to this is rather that we are in this position. So we are able to really go with the plenty of solutions that we can ask with the pricing process. As a matter of fact, the equation is easy and known for the ages actually. However, what is important here, it is the fact that now the decent pricing teams are really using hundreds of parameters that can help us to quote the pricing. In our case in Poland, we are using them really over 100, around 300 actually. Looking at the claims history, looking at the claim severity, looking at the what is the mileage of a customer, so having his exposure on the road, having all this information, we are gathering all together. But for the years, there was a huge challenge to collect this data because it created a tense between the pricing team and the distribution, because usually the customer perspective of what they were asked about was rather closer to the interrogation. So give me your data about the car, give me your data about how many kilometers you would like to drive, who is driving the car, whether your kid is driving the car, and so on. And these questions were asked, which helped us to give the proper pricing. What we are now approaching, thanks to the development of a technology, is actually going to the situation where we are more as the one-stop shop when we are able to really show the price very fast. How is it possible? The case from Poland is such that we are using plenty of databases that are connected with us through API, through web services that allow us in a parts of the seconds have all the information. We have the information about the car. We are cooperating with the Eurotax or Info Expert with the information what is the car, so we do not have to ask about all the details of the car. What was the huge step in the pricing in Poland was the database prepared and created by the Insurance Guarantee Fund, which allow us as the insurers to access the information about the policies held by the customer, so about his exposure actually, and the information about claims per customer and per vehicle, which actually gives the actuaries a really very reliable data, no longer declarative. We are no longer forcing our distribution people to ask how many non-claim years you had. This is the data that we are obtaining in a second without even asking about this the customer. And very lately, this is for the previous few years, we developed as well. The government developed as well the data for vehicle and drivers, which as well give us the information about the car, and as well information about the driver and his history. Even with something that probably no one would even dare to ask about the penalty points being given by the police during the control. So this is something that really allow us in a second to be able to quote. So we are asking about the vehicle plates and a date of birth in order to just to be sure that the data we are looking is a data of the customer that is calling us. So so this is something that that move us and join the work of distribution to be much easier, and us from the pricing perspective to quote it really fast and on the reliable data. And I guess that one may ask whether it is important to of course go for these numbers. So I will just share a very short example that if the insurer will find the place where all the others are quoting on the average, so this level, this blue line, and we will be able to draw this red line, which allow us to find the places where the prices are overquoted by the market and underquoted by the market. So we will go for those who are overquoted, allowing us to go into this green area, which is the area of profit. So this is something which really is used by the insurers in Poland and throughout the world, especially for the not only for MTPL but as well for casco insurance, because what happened if such a situation will stay? So if the competition will not find the factor that is differentiating, then the customers from this green line will go to the one who is quoting better, and then the whole market will have to increase the price. Of course, this is the ideal world. So this is somewhere where we can imagine that it probably will not happen, because we are very transparent and it is very easy to find what question we are asking and what the questions are impacting the premium. However, this is really something that that give us the opportunity to look after and to look at, and together with my team of actuaries, we are digging for the opportunities to find and really have this new parameters that can differentiate the factors, and to show you that it is not only the reality. This is true. On the right side of the picture, I'm presenting the real life example. When you can see that the data that we obtain from this governmental database, the bars are showing the number of cars that are being insured with us, and this red line, this dotted, are the real example of how the risk behaves. This is from somewhere around 5 years ago. So anyone who would copy that, it is not useful anymore. But as the idea, this shows how it really works. So if someone would decide not to ask about this, not to look after these numbers, then he might be surprised with the results. And now one final remark about where we are in this and how does it affect the market. For the customer, It is no longer something that is being discomfort, something that is interrogation. It is now, without answering the question, this is the talk about the needs. So we allow the customer to really focus on the needs, especially in the case of Casco or the all not compulsory insurances. This is very important factor because this is no longer the rush to the premium, but they talk about what do I need. For the agent, it is now the place for the advice, no place for the asking and obtaining the questions, the answers from the customer. And for the insurer, this is really reliable data. This is no longer declarative one. This is reliable data that allowing us to prepare individualized offer. And for those who will decide for that, I have one more remark. Okay. So how long does it take from the change to the effect? Before I go to this, I have a question to you. Those who are familiar with the marine insurance probably will know what is the distance that is covered by the tanker while braking from this maximum speed. Does anyone would like to challenge the answer? Yep. Yes, even more. Yeah, thanks for the answer. 4.8 kilometers in 23 minutes. So even if you have a priority to this tanker, I would advise to get rid of the road because probably it will not change its way. So the same is with the implementing the changes of the prices in insurance. It takes about 15 months to see the results. So what we are changing now in May, at the end of May 2024, will be visible probably not in the books of 2024, but it will start to earn during 2024, visible in 2025, and probably we can assess this, what we achieved even in a year later. So remember, this is something that really helps us a lot, but the inertia of the portfolio is huge. So it is important to have it in mind that it really takes time. So this is all from me. If you have any questions, I will be happy to answer.
First of all, thank you for everything.
Thanks.
Secondly, well, not being versed in underwriting and price calculating, I'm deeply in love with the customer's perspective in this case.
Mm-hmm.
So my question is for you. I understand that the main issue here to such a solution to be to work, to be possible, is that you can access integrated databases. So based on, I don't know, the plate number of the car, you can get from different reliable sources all the information you need.
Yes, yes, exactly. This is the case because when this insurance guarantee fund was implemented in Poland, we are still asking the customers about when you have a claim, what was the kind of a claim. And I remember my visit and talking to the agents when one of the agents told me that if the customer is looking at the ceiling, thinking whether he had or not the claim, I'm going to you, because then I was working with the insurer who allowed to override this data. And it was the moment I decided that I come back to Warsaw and that we will change our operation and process, and we'll start to trust the database and use it. So yes, we are one by one using the databases. So the customer is actually entering the plate number and a date of birth, and after this we have all the information. So it happens that there are some mistakes in the databases, so we are then just confirming this with the customer to prepare the pricing. So yes, from the customer perspective, this is a huge change, and I can imagine, and I know from many talks to agents that for them, this is as well something that is really helpful.
I assume this is working also with the e-commerce platforms and the comparison websites and everything.
Yes, this as well helps the process for the online comparison platforms to obtain the data and to prepare the quotations in a really fast manner, as well avoiding, and because people are when people were trying to do this on their own on the website of the insurer, I can imagine they were terrified, because you have to be sure whether your car is this type or this type, whether it is the Volkswagen type standard or maybe premium and so on. And the people were afraid whether any mistake will not then result in a decrease of a compensation. Now it is no longer the case. So this is something that really helps the customer to feel comfortable that the data that he or she puts in the questionnaire is being checked by us, and that it will not affect the possible compensation if the claim will occur.
Yeah, sounds wonderful from a customer's point of view. I confess that I was terrified by needing to fill that long serial number in the registration certificate, which was, I don't know, 25 digits, 30 digits. It was something always mistaken.
Yep.
Yeah. Avem întrebări? Curiozități? Comentarii?
Okay.
You have a question there?
The data of cars and and drivers, this is the governmental database. However, we as the insurers were financing the establishing of this, paying €1 per each policy of MTPL sold. The second database of claims is a database of the Insurance Guarantee Fund, which is the society of the insurers responsible for paying the MTPL claims for example, unknown drivers, but as well keeping the history of a driver. So this is the both databases are being one is the governmental one, the second is is by the body that is as well the society of the insurers. So as well it is kept that only insurers has access to these certain databases. This is as well allows this, but as well the technology for this is created in a way that it is easy for insurers to obtain this data.
You have just mentioned that you have a data about the MTPL claims. What about the casco, where they are coming from? And my second question would be, how many parameters then you use when you are making the pricing models?
Mm-hmm. Okay, so where we are using starting from the last question, we are using hundreds of them. Actually, around 300 of parameters that are being connected. Of course, they are detailed. So we are looking about for example, from claims, about the severity, about the years of occurrence, about whether it was a casco or MTPL claim, and so on. So we are using plenty of them, looking at the correlation between them, because when you look for example, for the car capacity and the power of the engine, there is a huge correlation between them. So you can choose either or one of them or to strengthen. So we are using really hundreds of parameters to differentiate the price. And we are using this for both, for MTPL and for casco. So we are, of course, there are differences between them, because in MTPL, we are using the average claim taken from the history. In the case of a casco, we are using as a parameter the value of the car. So it as well shows how the premium will be calculated. But we are building the models differently for MTPL and for the casco, differently for severity and for the frequency of the cars. Differently, we are looking for the property damage and bodily injury damage. So really, there are plenty of work that we are doing being, of course, hugely supported by the technology, which actually allow us to implement the changes overnight. So when we are making a decision that we are changing the price, we can implement it into the system by my team of actuaries, not engaging the technology to make some developments to have it working, which is very important on the Polish market, which is really high competitive in the area of the motor insurance, so of both MTPL and casco.
Alte întrebări sau comentarii? Oh, please.
Thank you, Wojciech, for your presentation. I have question whether something there were changes in the law in terms of privacy issues to get access to such data previously, or the legal framework is such defined in Poland, so you can manage that, you can get access to such data.
The legal framework decided the frame of the activity of Insurance Guarantee Fund, but not itself created the base itself. So it was done by the Insurance Guarantee Fund in cooperation with the insurers. So there was not a special regulations, although as well as with this database for the drivers and vehicles, it was decided by the government that it will be established. So there was no special regulations that from this now on we will work in that way. But the framework were allowed for the market to create it.
Yeah, and one more question. Do you see like telematics insurance? Because again, with this, you are able to price pretty well, but also getting real-time data, whether it will supplement, it will make you more better.
Bojan, you are touching the subject in insurance that I really like, telematics. However, I'm afraid that it requires actually one factor to develop the really significant price differentiation. And it was the case of the UK market, where telematics developed really well, and it is not yet the case of Poland. When we are now in Poland in the moment that the price premiums are rising. So I hope that this will sometime come to the moment that for young drivers, for example, we can differentiate price through telematics. Because another place where telematics were a success were nearby from Bucharest in Italy, when it was compulsory, but it was due to the level of fraud that was done in the MTPL. But as well, it was a holding success on the Italy market as well. So I do think that telematics is the future, but it is definitely not tomorrow, maybe the day after tomorrow.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Well, let's once again.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.